Fantasy is not always about bright kingdoms and fairy tales. Sometimes it's about haunted streets, cursed bloodlines, and the darkness that hides behind magic. These 5 shows prove that fantasy can be chilling, dangerous, and unforgettable. Number 5, Lockwood and Company 2023. In an alternate London, ghosts roam freely, striking terror into the living. Adults are helpless against them, but children and teenagers can sense their presence. That's where Lockwood and Company comes in, a tiny ghost hunting agency run by Anthony Lockwood, his researcher friend George, and newcomer Lucy Carlisle, a talented listener with a troubled past. They take on the city's deadliest hauntings, fighting not only spirits, but also rival agencies and the cursed objects that threaten their world. Based on Jonathan Stroud's novels, the show mixed detective mystery with supernatural horror, creating a stylish, eerie atmosphere. Fans loved the chemistry of its characters and its gothic tone, but Netflix ended it after 1 season, leaving viewers wanting more. Still, it remains one of the most atmospheric YA fantasy shows in years. Number 4, Interview with the Vampire 2022. This AMC series reimagines and Rice's classic gothic tale. It follows Louis de Pointe-Dulac, who recounts his transformation into a vampire under the influence of the charismatic and dangerous Lestat de Lioncourt, told through an interview with journalist Daniel Malloy. The story explores themes of race, identity, immortality, and obsession. Their relationship is intoxicating yet toxic, full of passion and betrayal, while Claudia, the child vampire, adds even more tragedy to the tale. Set in New Orleans, the show combines breathtaking period design with a chilling sense of horror. Unlike the 1994 film, this adaptation digs deeper into the psychological torment of eternal life. It's a love story, a nightmare, and a gothic masterpiece all at once. Number 3, Shadow and Bone 2021 to 2023. Based on Leigh Bardugo's best-selling Grishaverse novels, Shadow and Bone brings to life a world torn apart by magic and war. The story centers on Alina Starkov, a young soldier who discovers she is the Sun Summoner, a legendary power who could unite her country against the darkness of the Shadow Fold. Alongside her are rogues, spies, and soldiers, including the Crows, fan-favorite antiheroes, whose own dangerous missions weave into the story. The show mixes political intrigue, romance, and epic battles, with villains like the Darkling, who tempts Alina with power and destiny. With its rich world-building and layered characters, Shadow and Bone created one of Netflix's most ambitious fantasy sagas. Though canceled too early, it remains a fan favorite for its dark tone, powerful storytelling, and complex characters. Number 2, The Magicians 2015 to 2020. Imagine if magic was real, not as a fairy tale, but as something unpredictable, deadly, and addictive. That's the world of The Magicians. Quentin Coldwater, a graduate student, stumbles upon Brakebills University, a hidden school where magic is taught. He and his friends Alice, Elliot, Julia, Penny, and Margot discover that the childhood fantasy land Fiery is real, but it's far more dangerous than they ever imagined. Unlike typical magical adventures, this series doesn't shy away from trauma, betrayal, and loss. Over 5 seasons, it explored the cost of magic, the burden of saving worlds, and the damage left behind. Sometimes funny, often heartbreaking, The Magicians gained a passionate cult following for its originality. It proved that magic isn't an escape from pain, it's another layer of it. Number 1, Supernatural 2005 to 2020. For 15 seasons, Supernatural followed brothers Sam and Dean Winchester as they hunted demons, ghosts, and creatures of every kind across America. What started as a Monster of the Week show grew into an epic saga about family, sacrifice, and destiny. Alongside allies like Castiel the Angel and the ever-loyal Bobby Singer, the brothers faced everything from vengeful spirits to Lucifer himself. The show blended horror, humor, and heartfelt motion, building a legacy unmatched in fantasy television. Fans stayed with it for over a decade because it was more than just a monster hunting series. It was about the bond between brothers and the fight to keep hope alive in the darkest worlds. Supernatural remains one of the most iconic fantasy horror series ever made. These shows take you into haunted cities, cursed relationships, magical wars, and endless battles between light and dark. Each one reminds us that fantasy can be beautiful, but it can also be terrifying.